Hello YouTube, my name is Nero, and today we have some Grand Theft Auto 5 online, some GTA 5, and I have not played this game in ages, and I am very confused as to how to control everything, because I haven't played it in quite a bit. I used to play quite a lot. Chances are I'm probably a higher level than a lot of the GTA 5 YouTubers you guys watch. Within the first month, man, I played so much GTA 5. Like, it was that kind of game where it just kind of sucked you in, like there was so much to do initially. And like I do with a lot of games, I burn right through all that stuff, and put a ridiculous amount of playtime into the game until the point where I've done just about everything there is to do within the game. One of the things I was always hoping for when I was playing GTA 5 online was the actual release of Heists, because Heists were supposed to be like this giant awesome thing that you could do with your friends. They're going to be really challenging yet really rewarding with all the money you could get. That was going to be awesome. Are those out yet? Are those Heists out yet? No. They're not out yet. There's a nice website I found. There's a link down there in the video description, as well as you just type it into your browser in a different tab. It's called aretheheistthereyet.com. You go there, it'll tell you. It'll tell you whether or not Rockstar has released Heist for GTA 5. And it'll tell you how many days it's been since GTA 5 Online was released. And yeah, it's been 365 days. It's been 1 year since GTA 5 Online came out. Not GTA 5, but when GTA 5 Online was released. It's been a full year. Heists still aren't here yet. Even though they promised us Heist in GTA 5 Online in the pre-launch trailers. Listen to this here.
Having fun and getting into trouble. You can run around on your own, making friends and enemies. Or band together and form a crew. Then tackle a heist.
Then tackle a heist. Tackle a heist. Remember those heists that were supposed to be in GTA 5? GTA 5 Online that still aren't out? And it's been a full year? Like, how are people not... I've talked about this so many times on Twitter. I never really talked about it much in a video. I was kind of waiting. I figured it would eventually come out, but I did like to make fun of Rockstar throughout the years. Like, hey, it's been 3 months, still no heist. Hey, it's been half a year, still no heist. Oh, wow, it's 3/4 of a year, still no heists. And here we are a full year later, and there's no heist. This is quite literally the equivalent, in my mind, of someone like Treyarch, for example, doing in the pre-launch trailer, showing us zombies and how awesome zombies are, but then when the game comes out, you're like, oh, you know, those just aren't going to be part of the game. We'll release them eventually, but we just won't tell you when. And then the next Treyarch game's been out for an entire year, and people are like, hey, zombies, remember those? You promised us zombies in the pre-launch trailers. You said they'd be in the game. They said, we didn't say when. We didn't say when the zombies were going to come out. And they could just release it 2 or 3 years down the line. A lot of people are saying that Heist will come out when they release on next-gen consoles and they release GTA 5 on PC. That seems like a crock of shit to me, because I purchased it for the Xbox 360. I'm sure that Heist will also be able to be played on the Xbox 360, but I purchased it for the 360. You said I could play it on the 360. You didn't say I'd have to wait, you know, a year to be able to play Heist, because I'm not a big GTA guy. I'm not. The Grand Theft Auto that I played the most was San Andreas back on the PlayStation 2, and I thought that was a cool game. My favorite part about that game, actually, was the fact that you could like go to a restaurant and eat, and then the more you ate, like the bigger your guy got, or if you didn't eat, your guy got skinny. I just thought that was a really neat thing that you haven't really seen in a lot of different video games ever since then. But I thought that was a really cool feature. But what kind of sold me on GTA 5 was there's a lot of hype building around it, and I was excited for a new online game to play with my friends, having played a prior Rockstar game, which was Red Dead Redemption. That was a fantastic game. I loved playing that game. The single player is probably one of my favorite single players of all time, and the online, even though it was limited, was very, very, very fun. I mean, we had a run to Mexico. We started up, if you guys know Red Dead Redemption, we started up in Blackwater, which is like the top northeast section of the map, and we ran all the way down to Mexico, which is the bottom, you know, southwest portion of the map, and we cleared the entirety of the map, which is a giant map. It took us 30 minutes running on foot to get to one side of the map to the other. It was a fun game. I enjoyed it. I was excited for GTA 5 Online, hoping that I could kind of relive some of those experiences, have some new ones, of course. I liked all the things that we saw in the trailers, you know, the stuff they promised us in the trailers, which was heist, be able to do heists with your friends, be able to rob banks, do all kinds of crazy stuff like that, and all the coordination, all the teamwork that was going to be involved in that. That was a big seller for me. I don't care at all about the single player. I do not care. Yeah, I didn't even finish the single player. I got halfway through. I'm like, this is boring as shit. I was going to go play online. And so I went and played online GTA, but there's no heist there. They promised us heists, they're not there. Another thing that really sold me was the idea of an online stock market. having a stock market online with other people and how that can influence, one person with a lot of money can really just completely change the entire stock market. You can gain a lot of money, you can lose a lot of money. I just thought that'd be a really cool feature, and that's what I really wanted to do. I wanted to get online. I wanted to play with my friends. I wanted to do some heists and get some money, take some of that money, invest it into the stock market, and use that money, hopefully invest well, hopefully do well, and be able to buy myself some awesome cars and some awesome toys and stuff like that, and just have a lot of fun with it. And the third thing that really drew me to the game, which this is actually in the game, is just being able to play with your friends online, being able to go do races, being able to just go have adventures. For a lot of the time that we spent in GTA Online, we would just take our dirt bikes or even just motorcycles because we're faster. We would just go do jumps up in the hills. We call it the hills. It's up by, I don't know the exact name of the place. It's up by Trevor's Trailer Park, like up there in that area. There's just a bunch of hills, and like if you get enough speed, you can just get some crazy air doing these jumps and stuff. And that was what we had a lot of fun with after 4 days of playtime doing that or so. I'm like, I've done all there is to do in GTA Online. I've done all there is to do. I've done the missions, which are all just go grab drugs and bring them back here. I've done races and stuff like that, and that was all fun and dandy for a bit. I played online with my friends, just having a free roam open world fun. But after a while, it's like I've literally done everything. How many times can I pick up my friend in a cargo bob and take him go flying around? After a while, it gets kind of old. I'm like, well, where are these heists? Where are the stock market? Where are these things that they promised us in the pre-launch trailers? And Rockstar hasn't said a word. No transparency whatsoever. Have they even mentioned the idea of heists coming out? They haven't even mentioned that. They showed it in the pre-launch trailers, and that's it. They haven't said anything. They've not said a thing about it. And that's really scummy. Honestly, that's really scummy. Honestly, I think it's a pretty solid case of bait and switch, where you advertise all these cool things in your trailers, and then the game's been out for a whole year, and things that you advertise were still not in the game. That's what bait and switch is. They bait you in by saying there's gonna be cool things, and then they switch it by saying, oh, well, it's not here. We don't have it right now. It'll be here eventually, soon, but they won't actually tell you when it is. That's a bait and switch, which is illegal, and yet no one's actually brought that up to Rockstar because they're a giant company, and no one's gonna try and sue Rockstar for ripping off potentially millions of people, which is just really scummy. There needs to be some transparency. If there are going to be heists, let us know. I think we would understand if there was balancing issues with heists, or we weren't sure how it was going to work within the economy or anything like that. What happened to the stock market? Why haven't we heard anything about that? I mean, right now, I thought that was going to be a fun way to make money online, to be able to use that money to buy stuff. Right now, the only way to really make money online consistently is just to go do glitched missions. And you'd be like, oh, look at this. You make so much money from this mission. Just go power grind this mission and do it over and over and over for 3 hours like we did, back when the game first came out, and use that money to buy your tank or buy your car or whatever it is you're trying to buy. It's like, if you're not going to have these things in there, say they're not going to be in there. Either they're going to be there or they're not. Well, at least say something, Rockstar. Why are you just not telling anybody? You need to be more transparent. Another company that really needs to be transparent is Zenimax and Bethesda, who with Elder Scrolls Online, which Elder Scrolls Online is a fantastic game. I played a ton of that too. It's an online MMO game. It's in the Elder Scrolls universe, and for a lot of Elder Scrolls fans, they were excited for it because it's a sequel to Skyrim, but at the same time, it's not a sequel to Skyrim. It's kind of taking what the Borderlands pre-sequel did, where it's actually kind of a pre-sequel in a way, in that what the events that happened in Elder Scrolls Online are set 1,000 years in the past, like before the events that happened in Skyrim. So it's a sequel, but at the same time, it's kind of like not a sequel because you're exploring things that happened before what happened in Skyrim. But lots of people like Skyrim. Over 20 million people bought and played Skyrim. It's a fantastic game. It really was. And a lot of people were excited for the Elder Scrolls Online. It was going to be a lot of people's first chance at an MMO. They were going to have this an MMO that's actually on console, which does not happen a whole lot. And of course, it was also going to be on the PC as well, and people are just going to enjoy it. It was going to be an MMO version of Skyrim, more or less, and people could play as all these different races. And there's also just this kind of big war going on, where you have the Aldmeri Dominion, and you have the Daggerfall Covenant, and you've got the Ebonheart Pact, which consists of 3 different races for each one of them, and whatever race you decide to pick, like I like the Bosmer, the Wood Elves a lot. I'm part of the Aldmeri Dominion, so it kind of like gives you like this team thing, the Khajiit, the High Elves, and the Wood Elves, they're all kind of working together as the Aldmeri Dominion, and up there in the Ebonheart Pact, you have the Nords and all them, and it's like, I like this idea, I like this system. And then, they didn't release the game on consoles, which is really annoying because they actually held back the game specifically so that it would work on consoles. Those of us like me that played on PC, the game itself was actually held back because they wanted to have it work on consoles as well. You look at our ability bar, there's only 5 total abilities we can use plus an ultimate ability, so technically there's 6, and the reason it's like that is because they wanted to make it so this game would also work well on a controller, whereas on keyboard and mouse you can have freaking like 50 abilities. Doesn't matter. You can just fill up your hotbar full of 10 abilities, then you can fill up another hotbar full of 10 more abilities, and all you gotta do is change it. So it's like your hotkeys are like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0, and then you can change it so your second bar's abilities are shift 1, shift 2, shift 3, shift 4, shift 5. You know, people do that. You know, play World of Warcraft. That's what it's like. You know, people have so many abilities that they have them all macroed and keybinded to different things, and it's like, yeah, that sounds cool, but they kind of limited it so it could come out on consoles. Then they delayed the console release. Then they haven't said a damn word about it since. Back on May 8th of 2014, they put this post up on their website saying it has become clear that our planned June release for the console versions isn't going to be possible. That we have made great progress, we have concluded that we will need about 6 months to ensure we deliver the experience our fans expect and deserve. That was back in May. In about 8 days or so, it's going to be 5 months since they made that post. And what have we really learned about Elder Scrolls Online's console release since then? Not a whole lot. The only thing we really have heard was earlier this month when Bethesda, you know, the people, Bethesda and Zenimax are both kind of working on this game together, when they just kind of fired a bunch of people. We heard about that, and they say we remain strongly committed to the Elder Scrolls Online and continue to invest heavily to develop new content for PC and Mac players, prepare the game for its console launch, and handle our planned expansion into important international territories. That's all they've really said. That's all they said in 6 months was that little half a sentence that says prepare the game for its console launch. That's all we've heard. That's all we've heard. That one little sentence. That wasn't even the whole point of the sentence. It was a very long sentence, and a portion of that sentence was relevant to consoles and how that's going to come out. You know how many people bought Skyrim on the console and played Skyrim on the console and loved Skyrim on the console? I have a lot of friends of mine who are just really big into Skyrim, like they really like Skyrim, and all of us, we were excited for the Elder Scrolls Online. I made videos I made like a 20-minute video talking about the Elder Scrolls Online, how excited I was for it, however many months ago, right? And that excitement was true. I mean, I played the game. I played the hell out of the game. I beat the game. I think the end game sucks ass, but I beat the game, right? I ended up playing it, and it was really, really fun. It just, there's nothing to do once you hit like level cap, but I really liked it. But a lot of my friends don't have PCs. They couldn't get it for the PC version. They wanted to wait for the console version because if they bought for the PC version, they would be playing on super low settings. They'd be playing at horrible frame rates, and it wouldn't have been an enjoyable experience. They were going to wait for it to come out on the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 so they could all enjoy it. And I didn't care. I was like, okay, well, I'll just, I'll play here on PC because I'm really excited for this game. And when it comes out for consoles, I'll buy it on the console as well, and I'll play it with all my friends. And I'll have like a good understanding of what I'm doing too. Like I'll probably be the healer because I have a really good idea of what I'm doing and how to play the game and stuff like that. So while they get to experience the game for the first time, I could be there helping them, keeping them healed and stuff like that. And it was gonna be great. We've heard nothing. That's all we've heard about the possible console release is like, oh, we need to prepare for the console launch, which they haven't said a damn word about it. A lot of people are speculating that it's going to come out in December, probably around the holiday season, which would be great, but still, you would think they'd start talking about it if it was going to be releasing in a few months because it's kind of a big deal, and a lot of people are actually disappointed by the Elder Scrolls Online just because it's a new MMO and there's a big lack of content and a big lack of things to actually do within the game compared to older MMO games like, for say, World of Warcraft. Right? World of Warcraft has 10 years worth of content already there, and a new expansion is dropping in November. Lots of stuff to do in that game. Elder Scrolls Online, not a whole lot of stuff to do as compared to that. So a lot of people are kind of upset with the lack of content. Game developers always really seem to underestimate how fast people will go through their games. And I did, man. I put in like 14 days worth of playtime over the course of 2 months. Like I played that game a fuck ton. Like it was... It was consuming my life. That's what MMOs do. MMO games are great in that respect, and I want people to be able to experience that. I want people to be able to enjoy the game the way I enjoyed it, but it's not coming out on consoles. Not everybody has a gaming PC that can run something like the Elder Scrolls Online, you know? And they just delayed it, and they haven't said anything since. And this is another perfect example of game developers that are just completely not transparent with their consumers. There's not. They don't say anything. It's like, can you at least give us a hint, an update, something? You know, we would definitely like to know when that is going to come out. We would love to know if heists are actually going to be a thing in Grand Theft Auto 5. They're not saying nothing. They're not saying a single thing. And it's really, really disheartening to see stuff like that happen because these are two franchises that people are in love with. I mean, these aren't even like, you'd expect this kind of crap for some kind of like indie developer, right? Some startup company, you know? But this is the Elder Scrolls and this is Grand Theft Auto. These are two of the most storied franchises in all of gaming, and they're acting like complete scumbags, the both of them. Well, I guess I'm done ranting for this video. I think it's not gone on long enough. But yeah, things are getting pretty crappy between those two particular games. It's just like, what is going on here? It's been a full year. Where are the heists? It's been 5 months. Are you at least going to update us as to whether or not we're going to have Elder Scrolls Online on the console? When we can expect that? Maybe? I mean, Skyrim alone sold well over half of its copies on console. Like, this is like half of like the Elder Scrolls fan base that can't even play the new game. And for a lot of my friends, you know, that ones that don't have good PCs, they couldn't play the game on PC, so they're waiting for the console release. It's been 6 months, which is no word whatsoever about it, that they've all just kind of lost interest in the Elder Scrolls Online. They're all just like, I'm not even excited for it anymore, because now, you know, the new Call of Duty game's coming out, now the new Borderlands is coming out, now they're just like, maybe I'll play the Elder Scrolls Online whenever it decides to release. I don't know. A lot of my friends, they just kind of stopped playing GTA 5. It's like, I mean, we've done everything there is to do. We've done literally everything. I mean, how many times can we just go flying around and, you know, break into the military base and steal a jet or something like that? How many times can we do that before we get bored? We would like Heist. We would like all these cool things to come out, but they're just no one. I mean, there's no transparency. No one's saying anything. We have no idea what's going on with any of this. So, oh, the game industry. Well, either way, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. More of a rant than anything, but figured I'd get that off my chest. It's really annoying. But regardless, I do hope you guys all enjoyed this video, and if you did, please be sure to leave a rating. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.